Hi guys, Edgar with Enchanted Forest Farm. In today's video, I'm going to show how I start strawberry plants from seed. I get the seeds from the actual strawberries, which are on the outside of the strawberries, not on the inside. So I selected the large fruit from the package, and I just cut up the one on the right just for comparison in size. But I cut it in sections. And once cut in sections, what I do is I sort of fillet the skin from the fruit. So I go around and remove the pulp, as much pulp as possible from the actual skin. I'll take the skin and I place it on a napkin or a paper towel with the seed facing up and the pulp facing down. That's very, very important. Now that I'm done removing the skin from the actual fruit, uh, it still has some pulp, if you can see. So what I do is, they're on this napkin, so what I do is I press on the actual fruit to release the liquid, I suppose, from the actual skin, and that is done so it dries much faster. You can see some of the pulp coming out of the side here. And then I place it on the windowsill where it is hot, where it gets a lot of sun, and also some air. What you don't want to happen is the actual fruit or skin to start rotting. You don't want that, because then it rots the seeds too. So now that I pressed all of them, most of the pulp and juice is actually onto this paper towel here. And this one here, I left intact. It's just cut in half. I ate the other half. And what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm just gonna try an experiment. I'm gonna put the actual whole thing. I might cut it like in three so it's not curved, so it stays flat. I actually do that now. So what I'm gonna do with these three pieces, I'm going to actually just put them in the soil with pulp and all. And I'm gonna see what grows better. If they grow better removing all this pulp, or just sticking the whole thing in there. Well, removing it, obviously you get to eat the other strawberry parts. And how they're gonna look is on here. So what I do is I put them in a container like this one. And this one I had in this container about a week. And I just grabbed this from a breakfast from the store. And what they're gonna look like is like this. Once they're the pulp gets dry, so you see it's actually stuck. See, I can just flip it and it's not gonna come off. What will come off is, or are, the hundreds of seeds that are on the actual skin. and they'll peel right off just like this. And you're not probably gonna get all of them unless you scrape it, and you could, but you know, in one strawberry, you could get hundreds, a couple of hundred at least. So in just that little bit, there's still some more there, but I'm not gonna work too hard at getting them off. But they're relatively easy to come off once the actual skin dries, like this. And then you got all those little seeds that you could just plant or sow onto soil. You could put them little baggies, like these baggies here. I got sunflowers here, sunflower seeds. Look how easy it is, watch. That's all. I'm trying to put it closer to the camera. It's all full of seeds. They're stuck there, and you just kind of like press your finger, and you know what I got this finger at the bottom and this one on top, and I kind of like just rub my two fingers together where the skin is, and then come on. Anyway, you get the idea. So I could do all that and just get the actual seeds and just sow them, or you can actually cut out the actual napkin and just put the whole napkin in the ground. I'll try one now. This is doubled, so you could get this one separated from the bottom one, or you can just leave it, doesn't matter, and just put this one in soil and just cover it. Let me see if that's in here. So this is just a regular plastic container, and you could just put it like so and just sprinkle a little bit of the soil over it. Oh, it's a leaf. Look at that. Part of a leaf. Just get a spray bottle and spray just the top. Just keep it moist. I also have the lid, and this is a container I got from a restaurant. It had some sauce, and I'm just gonna put it like this. And what I do is I put a dark cloth. I don't have one right now, so I'm just gonna use this so you know what I'm talking about. And I just cover it like that. And this is just one of them things I get for free to clean your eyeglasses. And I put it in the windowsill where it gets a lot of sun and rather heat from the sun, but no actual direct sunlight. And this acts like a mini greenhouse. And then I just come around daily and make sure that it's not drying up, so you want it fairly moist at all times, not soaked, not underwater. And you may want to actually just put some more on the side so that the soil itself is wet, and then when the heat from the sun hits it, it actually creates condensation. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that leaf. And if you want it just to see the difference, I'll just sprinkle a couple of those there, the ones I got from earlier, on the other side, on the side where I didn't put that paper section one. Then I'll see what happens with that. Just to tinkle with this thing a little bit, kind of like press them in, try to get some soil over them. And believe me, they'll sprout just like that. I went ahead and put a label on this container where I just did that. And today's May 9th, so I'm going to see how long it takes before we get some sprouts.